It wasn't an exaggeration to say that the Martial Arts Union was the pinnacle of power in the martial world. Any guilds that dared to defy their orders would face immediate suppression and elimination. "Oh, isn't this Sir Bolts? What brings you here?" Emery smiled and walked up to the man with the pointed beard when he saw him. "Emery, I've come uninvited today. You wouldn't mind, would you?" The man with the pointed beard, Woody Bolts, said with a smile. "Of course not. It is an honor to have you here." Emery was polite. It didn't matter how skilled the leader of the Martial Arts Union was. It was a figure that commanded respect, even from someone like Ronald. "Emery, I heard Balerno has a young Grandmaster and that he is challenging the leader of the Alliance to a duel. Is that true?" Woody asked. "That is the case indeed." Emery nodded. "Various major guilds have gathered here today to witness the grand event." "Is that so? I'm curious. Who is this person?" Woody raised an eyebrow. "He's right up on stage." Emery gestured toward the battle ring. "Oh." Woody looked over and was momentarily stunned. He said doubtfully, "Why does this person seem so familiar?" "Familiar?" Emery was curious. "Have you met Grandmaster Reese before, Sir Bolts?" "I must have been mistaken." Woody stroked his beard and gave it some thought, but he couldn't recall anything. With his memory, he would never have forgotten such a talented martial artist. Become a Grandmaster in it was a rare sight to see a young man Dragonmarsh. In normal circumstances, he would never forget such a talent if he had met him before. That could only mean that they were not acquainted. "Sir Bolts, you must be tired after traveling this far. Please, have a seat and rest." Emery gestured. "There's no rush. Let me have a word with the young Grandmaster." With that, Woody headed straight for the stage. Emery frowned briefly before regaining his composure. The Martial Arts Union became powerful mainly because it attracted talent from all walks of life. Be it good or bad, anyone with skills or unique abilities could join the union if they were strong enough. Woody had clearly taken an interest in Dustin's skills and talent. He wanted to recruit him. Although Emery was unhappy, there was nothing he could do. After all, the martial world was governed by the Union. "Young man, your courage is commendable. You actually publicly challenged the leader of the Alliance," Woody said with a smile as he walked on stage. "The Martial Arts Union?" Dustin slowly opened his eyes. He quickly confirmed Woody's identity by the badge on his chest. "Good eyes. I am one of the 10 leaders of the Martial Arts Union, Woody Bolts." Woody introduced himself. "I see, Sir Bolts. How can I help you?" Dustin nodded slightly. The influence of the Martial Arts Union extended throughout the world. The leaders of the Union not only had remarkable strength, but they also had a strong background and employed ruthless methods. "Young man, you're extremely talented and have a bright future ahead of you. It would be a waste to stay in such a small place. Have you ever considered joining us?" Woody went straight to the point. His words caused a stir among the crowd. "I thought the Union was here to catch law-breaking martial artists. However, it seems like they're here to recruit talent. How impressive." A young Grandmaster had attracted the attention of the Martial Arts Union from afar. "TMPH, this kid has gotten lucky for the Union to take an interest in him." The crowd of martial artists whispered among themselves, expressing a mix of awe and jealousy. It was countless martial artists' dream to join the Union. That was because it represented power and status. However, the recruitment standards were extremely strict. It involved multiple assessments. One wrong move could cost someone their life. It was incredibly rare to pass the assessments successfully, and it was even rarer to be recruited directly like Dustin. "Thank you for the offer, Sir Bolts. But I'm not interested in joining," Dustin declined without hesitation. Woody was taken aback by Dustin's response. In all these years, nobody had ever declined an offer from the Union. Did he not know how significant the Union was? "Young man, do you know what kind of organization we are?" Woody raised his head slightly. He said proudly, "We oversee all martial guilds, establish the rules of the martial world, preside over all martial artists, and take decisive actions when necessary. Granted an imperial charter, this is what the Martial Arts Union represent." The entire martial world was beneath the Union's feet, and no one dared defy it. I've heard of the reputation of the Martial Arts Union, but I am just an ordinary man. I can't stand being controlled. Dustin shook his head. Young man, as long as you join us, I'll make sure to assign you a venerated role. Woody proposed a tempting offer. In the Martial Arts Union, a venerated role was higher than an official. Dustin would enjoy a rapid promotion and advance by 2 ranks immediately. I'm sorry, I'm still not interested. Dustin shook his head once more. Woody frowned at being rejected repeatedly. He didn't expect Dustin to be this ungrateful when he had been extremely accommodating. No way. What is he thinking? His declining a venerated role in the Union? Being favored by the Union is a great honor, but this guy is not appreciative. He's so ignorant. Me. What's a young grandmaster in front of the Union? They're nothing but country bumpkins. A few jealous martial artists commented on the situation. Most martial artists saw an offer from the Union as the highest honor one could receive. However, Dustin declined the offer repeatedly, showing complete disregard for the Union. He was too arrogant. Young man, opportunities like this don't come twice. Are you sure about your decision? Woody's expression grew colder. He was running out of patience. He had put down his pride to recruit Dustin personally. And yet, he wasn't shown any respect. No, thanks. I came to the Alliance to challenge the leader to a duel. I'm not interested in anything else, Dustin replied calmly. Very well. Everyone has their own ambitions. I won't force you, then. Woody huffed and left the stage. His expression was sour and tinged with anger. Sir Bolts, sit down and have a cup of tea. Emery smiled apologetically. He led Woody and his group to a seat in the center. Those who sat here were the heads of various major guilds. The lowest ranked was a semi-grandmaster, with a few grandmasters among them. For example, Skycrane's founder, Theodore Crane, and Father Orson, the abbot of the combat priests. Ever since the battle in the Black Forest, both of them held a grudge against Dustin. They had made an appearance today purely to take advantage of the situation. Dustin was sure to be defeated in the duel. Once he was seriously injured, they would take the opportunity to eliminate the threat. Please calm down, Sir Bolts. An ungrateful man like Dustin doesn't deserve to be recruited. Sir Reeds will personally teach him a lesson later, Theodore commented slyly. Sir Crane is right. Dustin doesn't follow orders. He would only bring you trouble if he joined the Union. It's better to give up now, Quincy chimed in. Me. I intended to give him a chance to live, but I didn't expect him to be so ungrateful. If that's the case, I won't care any longer. Let's see if he survives today. Woody said coldly, his expression hostile. The Martial Arts Union was a privileged organization. It was famous for its ruthless methods. Any martial artist who dared to defy the orders of the Union was considered a criminal. They could be imprisoned or even executed. Dustin's actions had already landed him on Woody's blacklist. Mr. Reeds, everyone is here. When will Sir Reeds arrive? Emery changed the subject. Sir Reeds was in seclusion last night and needs ample rest. Sir Williamson, if you can't wait any longer, you should go back and rest first, Quincy responded sarcastically. Ha! I don't mind, but Sir Bolts is a busy man. You can't make him wait forever, can you? Emery flashed a sly smile. Quincy was momentarily at a loss for words. It was true that he couldn't afford to offend someone of Woody's status. No need to wait any longer, Sir Reeds has arrived. As if sensing something, Theodore suddenly looked up and toward a certain direction.